Something else that we wanted to bring you to is, while there are plenty of opportunities here in Australia, of course, one property investment consulting company is aiming to go global by opening an office in New York next year. H&T was founded 9 years ago, now plans to expand its presence in Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne and Shanghai into the US. And we sat down with H&T Chairman Jerry Chen and the CEO Gordon Elliott.
H&T started in Sydney as a small real estate firm, and it's grown now so that our head office is in the Sydney CBD, and we have offices in Melbourne and Brisbane and Shanghai, and we're about to go to New York.
So what does the company do?
We mainly provide a service to the investor and the owner-occupier in the local market. We focus on Sydney local people, Brisbane, Melbourne. Also, we bring a little bit from overseas, from Shanghai office. We are a service company.
Can you describe for me your typical client?
Typical client is an Aussie couple, maybe a child or two. They want to buy property either to live in. 90% of them want to buy it to live in. They also want to buy property as an investment, somewhere where they can park their money and they hope that it's a secure investment. We have a small percentage of foreign buyers. When that happens, they have to go through the FIRB and get approval there.
Just looking then at why you've decided to open the office in New York, can you explain that for us and what you're hoping to achieve with that?
The reason that we're opening up an office in New York, we've already got one in Shanghai, so we've tested the international waters. We think that the drivers for real estate in Australia are very similar to what they are in America, and we expect to run the same kind of business in New York as we do here, because it's the same kind of market. People are looking for the same kind of things, and all the indicators that we've got from our research are that it should be very positive.
And is it very different investing in America compared to Australia?
It's different. It's different.
What's different? So if an investor came to you and said that they wanted to look at buying in the US, what would you be telling them?
I think it depends on the people. We need to give them more choice. The investor don't want to put all assets in the same place. We get to diversify a little bit for our client. Because we get so many clients not only purchase one property, maybe more property, we diversify, reduce the risk. Just
in terms of Australia, what makes Australia attractive as a property investment destination?
That's a very good question. We've done our research, and we think that the drivers underpinning what makes Australia so attractive for investors and property owners and buyers is, well, number one, there's a very low interest rate. So there's a lot of money out there. The population's going up. The government policy in relation to migration says that we're going to have more people in the future than what we have now. And the unemployment rate now is pretty low. And everybody wants to buy in the eastern states. So when you look at the forces of supply and demand and the prices in the middle there where they meet, the Reserve Bank said recently that the prices in the eastern states are still going up. So I think it's just the supply and demand forces.
Where would you be recommending then, Gordon, at the moment to clients? Because obviously there is, we're in a 4-year boom in Sydney in particular, Melbourne, Brisbane. There are concerns about apartment oversupply. So where are you recommending people invest?
What we do is we look at the individual client, and I think that's part of why we're so successful. It's really important to keep the fundamentals straight. So you look at the client and you say, well, why do you want to buy a place? Do you want to buy it to live in, or do you want to buy it for a family member, or do you want to buy it for an investment? And then you've got to know the market, you've got to know the client, right? If somebody wants to buy an apartment and they can't afford it, right, you've got to tell them it's not a good idea. Because if you sign on the dotted line and you can't come up with the money, you're in big trouble. So you've got to know the client. So to answer your question, it depends on what your situation is. If you look at the statistics, eastern seaboard of Australia has done very well over the last couple of years, and there's no sign that it's going to burst. The Reserve Bank recently has said that the prices of new homes are still going up. And that's the position that we're in now.
Just looking as well at the tightening of laws that we've seen here in Australia, that we've seen certainly the various states as well, increasing stamp duty and the like, plus the banks as well on foreign buyers, putting in place tougher lending criteria. Are you seeing that impacting demand from foreign investors?
A little bit, not too much. It's good. I think this policy is quite good. This is tell the investor or owner-occupier, if they don't have enough money, they can't buy. It's good policy. Otherwise, maybe something happen is similar to American financial crisis 2008, because the people didn't have enough money. Bank gave them money, right? But at the moment, government changed the policy. That's why reduce the bank risk. It's keep the Australian market much more healthy.
It's been fantastic to speak with you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.